Hi everybody, my name is Lynda Odendaal from Loan Capital. Today I'm just going to give you a brief update on where we are in terms of the business and what my personal thoughts are around development, smart cities, aerotropolis, water frontage, economies, etc. So I've been doing a fair amount of traveling recently, Europe and the UK, and I kind of got stuck in a city called Southampton, which traditionally was very much a port city, and I found it quite interesting how the area has been redeveloped and has been largely turned from just a port city into a university learning city from an innovations perspective, and a lot of the new environment is really centered around shore, the coming and going of a very busy port, and obviously a leisure cruise environment as well. But the most exciting part is how we connect locally, and I think the internet is certainly, because you and I are kind of talking to each other now, and I'm talking to you, and you listening to me, and hopefully I'll get some feedback at the bottom of this at some stage. But innovation is very much part of all of our journey now, and gone are the days where we could sit back and say technology doesn't touch my life somewhere. If we're not using it to chat to our families, we're using it for business purposes, for social activism, for politics. I want to talk to you a bit about some of the opportunities in Southern Africa and the opportunities to develop smart cities in Africa, particularly South Africa, where I've had quite a bit of experience. Now, taking from where we come from historically, there's a lot of opportunity to redevelop our country and get the majority of people back into the workforce. And the only way to really do that is embrace the fourth industrial revolution. Now, after 20 plus years in technology, telecoms, media, infrastructure, implementations, I can pretty much talk about anything from that perspective. But I think the exciting part about where technology is going is the role it's playing in society. And I want to talk about you and me. I mean, here we are on the internet talking to each other, you listening, me doing the talking. And years ago, we would never have thought that digital transformation, artificial intelligence, innovation, urbanization or re-urbanization would take this shape and form. So there's many opportunities now to get involved in urbanization, transformation, and renewal. And the thing that really excites me, and I think a core turning point, is the areas where students play, young people. And you young guys out there, I mean, you're just doing some amazing stuff that I don't, from a programming, from an innovation, and from a thought-provoking perspective, is really even new to me, and I think I've seen it all, but I certainly haven't. Uh, the urban renewal programs, excuse me, is is really centered around revitalizing city centers. But I think for those countries that have got water frontage environments, which we in South Africa do, and I can talk. To places like Port Elizabeth, which is now Nelson Mandela Bay, and East London, Buffalo City, which if you go map it out, you have a good look at. I mean, those ports have great potential, whether it's from a learning perspective. Nelson Mandela Bay is a really fantastic university. I know they're doing some innovation work there, and these are all attached to waterfront economies and ocean economy interactions that can really take place. In the older areas of some of these towns, there is some urban renewal taking place, and that is around revitalizing living spaces. And what I've seen, which really excites me, and I really welcome those of you who aren't in South Africa to come and pay a visit. There's some really small companies. not necessarily, working from with government who are just doing their own thing, and they're doing some really exciting stuff, and they're reinventing how our students' accommodation is spatialized, is laid out. The key component of that obviously is things like Wi-Fi, availability, the ability for people to interact. And we find, even though that many of our young people are very social, play games, very gaming orientated on the internet, they still like to interact and share ideas. So those communal areas that we're seeing developed within these new renewed environments certainly has a lot to offer, and it kind of uplifts the economy as well, because there's so much in and around that, and so many services that are offered in and around having these students in flat. And when they're not there, the nice thing is that accommodation is new, it's modern, and those accommodations can be used for conferencing. So I'm excited about this. I kind of want to stop there because I think I've whet your appetite enough, and it's important for you to process some of the things I've said. In the next session, we'll talk about how we can develop those economies together, you as investors or as thought leaders, etc. So I look forward to engaging with you. I hope I get some feedback from all of you. And thanks for listening to me. Have a great week and be innovative. Have fun in everything you do.